Everyone, and welcome to the Learning Ladder. I've got a curriculum haul today and also some add-ons for this year. Most of it is used apart from a couple that are new, and we'll do those first. I'll also give you a flip through of the used ones too. So I've got Explode the Code 6, 7 and 8. These were so hard to find. I ended up having to order them from an American curriculum company, which actually wasn't particularly expensive as it turned out, so that's great. Normally I have no issues getting Explode the Code, but for whatever reason I could get 5, but that was it. I couldn't get 6, 7 and 8. We'll use 5 this year, possibly start 6, and then I've got 7 and 8 for next year. We love these. They are perfect for spelling, an add-on for spelling. That is what we use them for mainly, and my daughter really enjoys them. Okay, next we'll move on to the Harcourt trophies. So this is what I initially was looking for. I was looking for Harcourt trophies. I saw these originally a few years ago on Homeschool of Bel Air's channel, and she used these along with All About Reading for her children. I didn't want to use them along with All About Reading, but I wanted to use them after we'd done All About Reading because I think they're fantastic. I just didn't want to use them both at the same time. But we finished All About Reading now. We finished level 4, and I thought now was the perfect time. I thought I'd have a look. I was pleasantly surprised to actually find them, because when I've looked in the past, I've never been able to get them. But for whatever reason this year I looked out and I managed to get a ton of Harcourt trophies. Well, these ones are Harcourt trophies. This is the other Harcourt series. When I was actually Googling for Harcourt trophies, these come up at the same time, and this was the one I was so impressed with, the art everywhere, which I'll show you in a minute. But I also got the health and fitness as well, so I've got the 3rd grade and the 4th grade Harcourt trophies, and then the additional art book and health and fitness. So the way the Harcourt trophies work is it's a reading and language arts program. So this is the 3rd grade level, so you've got your zebras and then your hare and tortoise, so that's your 2 books, and it's basically split up into different language art skills and utilizing different materials, so different genres. So we've got fantasy, realistic fiction, mystery, we've got expository non-fiction, poems, narrative non-fiction, magazine articles, personal narrative, and so on and so on. And at the bottom you'll see the actual books that they are using or utilising as part of the curriculum, and the stories just look so fantastic. And it's cross-curricular as well, as you'll see. Talk about science, social studies, so you're bringing in different skills along with your reading and language arts. So basically the way it works is you've got your textbook, which I guess is this, for the 3rd grade. This is book 1. So your first story is Officer Buckle and Gloria. So you're decoding long words, that's your focus skill. The next one is narrative elements, so you're decoding long words. You've got elements of non-fiction, and you'll have vocabulary for every story that you'll initially begin with. It'll have little activities to do as you go along. So this is a writing connection for this one, so that's where you're bringing your cross-curricular. The genre is fantasy, and it's telling you what you need to look for in the story as you're reading it. Then you've got your story here. Pictures are just so inviting and fun. I know she's going to be really enjoying this, and it's really, after we finished All About Reading, I was wanting something else, but there's not, I put All About Reading on such a high pedestal. There wasn't nothing else that I really liked, but this looks great, and so I'm really excited about it. So you've got a think and respond section, then we're into our story, meeting the author, and then we're making our connections. So we're comparing text. We've got our writing connection here, talking about safety rules. We've got our social studies connection, making a poster, and we are doing our language arts technology connection, where we're revising an email. And then this one, we're decoding our long words. So here's our language arts and our reading. And then we go into the next story with the vocabulary. And they're just absolutely beautiful stories, pictures, everything else. I'm just really excited, and the activity seems so fun and engaging, so I'm really looking forward to going through this. So that's book 1. Then with the zebras, then we've got the hare and the tortoise, and it just continues on. As I said, these were all used, but they're in absolutely fabulous condition. Let's flip through of this one, and for this one we're covering historical fiction. We're talking about Native American tales, West African tales, fables, folk tales, a play. I'm trying to pick out things that were different than the first one. Informational fiction, realistic fiction. There's some cross-curricular science. And then we're on to our first story. So again, we talk about our vocabulary. And here's our first story. This is a historical fiction. And then we've got our activities. So create a bulletin board display, talking about a hero in the story. What should a good summary do? So we're summarising. And then on to the next one. It just looks so fun. I'm so excited. Each textbook also has a practice book. Now, I only got the practice book for the zebras because there are so many activities in here. I wasn't sure how much of the practice book we'll actually need to do or want to do. So I just got the first one to see how we use it. So for each story, so for example, this is the officer one. So you've got a vocabulary page. Then there's a homework page. You have got a grammar page. Some spelling. So 3 pages for that particular story. So as I said, I just got the first one to see how much we use of the practice book. But I did get the language handbook, which we'll definitely be using. So this is split into different sections. So we've got writer's craft, we've got handwriting, spelling strategies, we've got writing models, and we have got grammar in here. So there are a ton of craft pages where we're discussing writing skills. And then we've got our writing models section. So we're writing to entertain or express, writing to describe, writing to inform or persuade, and then everyday writing. And it's got activities for each one. So we are doing IEW for our writing this year, but we're doing it probably over the 2 years because I wanted to take it slowly with her so she can enjoy it and it's not pressured or anything like that. And then I'll just fill in with the language book from Harcourt Trophies as well to go along with it, and I think that would be perfect because she is a young 3rd grader. So I want to take it slow with her. I think with IEW, a lot of the children who start the first level are closer to 9, whereas my daughter's still only 7. So we're just going to go slowly at her pace, and we'll incorporate elements of this too to make sure we're meeting all our skills as well for 3rd grade. So there's a research report, a friendly letter, an invitation, and so on and so on. And then we've got our grammar section. So grammar usage and mechanics, sentences, sentence parts, noun, abbreviations, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, contractions, and adverbs. So by chance, as I said, when I was looking for Harcourt Trophies in 3rd grade, I came across the art and the health and fitness. Now, I'd seen the health and fitness in previous videos I'd seen on YouTube before, but I'd never seen the art book, and it is absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited. Look how amazing condition these are in as well. They're very, very cheap because I got them secondhand. I think this one was £6 or something. It's amazing. Anyway, let's get back to it. So it's cross-curricular again, which I love. So you'll see we're incorporating reading skills, social studies, math, social studies. There's so many different cross-curricular connections, which I really love because I think when you draw connections to other things, it helps you remember what you're actually learning more. So let's go back to what our topics are. Shadows here. We've got line, shape and form. We are doing a artist biography, looking at colour, value and texture. Shadow's getting ready to pounce. She likes paper. We are doing tell your story, so we are proportion, movement and pattern, space and emphasis, balance and unity, variety and rhythm. And then let's get into it. It talks to you about the value of keeping a sketchbook and things that you can include in it. It talks about visiting a museum, how to use your workbook. And then we get into elements and principles of design. So for Unit 1, it's inside and out. So we've got our vocabulary. We are looking at a piece of art. We're locating where it is, and we can look in the back about the artist. It's showing us how to draw conclusions about what we've read and what we know. Then we're going to Lesson 1, which is all about lines. There's an artist workshop where you'll do your activity. And I just love it. It looks so fun. So again, we're on to a different artist. We're on to Kandinsky. Again, we've got our artist workshop activity, we've got our vocabulary. We're on to our still life now. So art and geometry. Here's a reading skill, so we're talking about main idea. On to the colour wheel now. And here's a social studies connection. I just love it, it's fantastic. So this one is all about tell your story, and the reading skill is narrative elements, portrait, self-portrait, family scenes. It just looks so fun. I'm really excited to dive into this one. And then we've got another social studies connection, the Western wear. Cause and effect. Geography one. And there's a student handbook at the back. So we've got maps and museums in the United States, and art sites, and then the world. Some art tips, techniques, tons of pictures, and then different elements of art. So yeah, that is the Harcourt Art Everywhere. That's the 3rd grade one. I did go ahead and get the Harcourt Trophies grade 4 as well while I was there. Grade 4 is just one book, the practice book and then the language handbook. With both of them you can get a spelling book as well, but we do spelling, we have our own spelling curriculum, so I didn't go ahead and purchase that one. I'll just give you a quick look inside the level 4, and again it's divided into themes. So we've got historical fictions, biography, poem again, folk tales, non-fiction, and these other stories. So we've got the cricket in Times Square, 2 lands, 1 heart, Sarah Plain and Tall, Stealing Home, A Look to the North, A Wolf Pup Diary. She's going to love that one. And again, there's several others too. Okay, so theme 1. So we've got our vocabulary. The gardener is our first story. It looks like it's all in letter form for this one. I just love the pictures, gorgeous. I like the fact that you can meet the author as well, so we get to know about who wrote the book. And then for this one we've got our writing connection, our social studies connection, so we're comparing and contrasting time periods. Our science connection is research growing conditions, because obviously it's a gardening book. And then our focus skill for this one is narrative elements. So character, setting and plot. Hey Shadow. And then the health and fitness one, I'll just have a quick look in this one too. So you've got your amazing body, taking care of yourself, food for a healthy body, activity for a healthy body, keeping safe, emergency safety, preventing disease, medicines and other drugs, avoiding tobacco and alcohol, about yourself and others, your family and you, and health in the community. And some of our topics. What I liked with this one as well is the built-in character too. Shadow is very interested in these textbooks, aren't you? And we're also talking about life skills too. Okay, so your amazing body. So we've got our reading skills. So again, we're looking at main idea. We've got some vocabulary again. So we're summarising with our vocabulary, looking at our main idea and details, and right to inform. I like the little myths and facts on the pages as well. Then we're evaluating pictures, building good character. So what would you do to help your friend feel better? We've got an activity here to make a poster all about taking care of your body. So we've got write a story, some science, life, cycle connections, a technology project, a career link, so we're talking about a paediatrician, and then a home and community link. So yeah, I'm loving it. It looks fantastic. So we're adding this into our health unit, and obviously it incorporates character as well. Let's just flip through a bit. So we've got citizenship as well in here, safety skills, fire and everything else. So yeah, that was great. I'm really excited for that one too. Okay, so that's everything, my little curriculum haul today and some add-ons for this year. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Oh, and next year. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.